Good morning. My name is Gopi Krishna, working as an assistant professor at Department of Computer Science and Engineering, School of Electrical and Computing Engineering, Adama Science and Technology University, Ethiopia. So today I'm going to discuss about normalization. So the major topic interest area is mine is database management system. In that subtopic name is normalization. So before we are going to discuss about normalization, we must understand about the keys and functional dependencies. So these are the requirement prior knowledge one should understand the normalization. So let us see what are the keys. What is key? A key is a set of one or more columns whose combined values are unique among all occurrences in a given table. A key is the relational means of specifying uniqueness. So there are several types of keys exist in this database management system, in this normalization also. So there is a one called candidate key and super key and primary key. So what is candidate key? Let us see what is candidate key. So let K be the set of attributes of a relation R. So K is an attribute, and then the K is a candidate key for the R in that relation, if and only if it possesses both of the following properties. So the first property is uniqueness, and no legal value of R ever contains two distinct tuples with the same value for K. So we should never, so that means the candidate key is always unique and irreducible. No proper subset of K has the uniqueness property. So these are the two things we can call it as a candidate key. So generally a candidate key is a set of attribute or a single attribute. So in any relation there are many number of candidate keys may be there, but the candidate key may be one attribute or maybe the combination of two attributes. So what is super key? A super key has the uniqueness property but not necessarily the irreducible property. So that means it is uniqueness only. A candidate key is a special case of a super key. Also we can call as is nothing but a super key. So for example, if the roll number is unique in a relation student, then the set of attributes roll number, name, class is a super key for a relation student. These set of attributes are also unique, but this combination of key, composite key, is not having the property of irreducibility, because the roll number, which is the only one subset of this composite key, is also unique itself. This composite key is called as a super key. Consider, so because it has a property of uniqueness but not irreducibility. So for example, consider a relation of patient in which the patient number is unique, then the patient number is candidate key, and the patient number and patient name is a super key. So thus we can say that a superset of candidate key is a super key. So a super key is a subset of candidate key. So what is primary key? The primary key is an attribute or a set of attributes that uniquely identifies and specifies an instance of an entity. So the always this property primary key has got two properties. One is uniqueness, and also there should not be a not null. So means always there is a stable value, and there is or should not become null though out of life throughout of the life of the entity. A stable primary key helps to keep the model stable. For example, in the patient record, the value for the primary key patient number must not change with the time as would happen with the age of field. So these are the keys. These are the main important keys we should understand: candidate key and super key and primary key. So candidate key and primary key and super key, these plays a main role in normalization while we are designing. So let us come back to the next one to understand functional dependency and type and examples. What is functional dependency? This is the mathematical related concepts. Functional dependency between the attribute is we can say if R is an attribute, if R is an attribute with, if R is a relation with attributes X and Y, a functional dependency between the attributes is represented as X tends to Y, which specifies Y is functionally dependent on X. So this means that a functional dependency, one attribute determines other attributes in the relation. So there are types of functional dependencies. The important types of functional dependency we have to non-trivial functional dependency, multi-value dependency, transitive dependency, and trivial dependency. What is trivial dependency? Symbolically, if you say if A determines B is a trivial function dependency if B is a subset of A. So that is the concept behind this. So the dependency of an attribute on a set of attribute is known as a trivial functional dependency if the set of attribute include that attributes. So the following in this dependence or trivial, A tends to A and B tends to B. These are the trivial and non-trivial function. Suppose consider student ID and student name. So student ID and name tends to student ID is a trivial functional dependency. Student ID is a subset of student ID and student name. So also student ID and student name and tends to student name are trivial dependencies too. So these are called trivial dependent, multi-value dependencies. So that means full constraint between the two sets of attribute in a relation. So that is what multi-valued attribute. So transitive dependency means if X tends to Z is a transitive dependency. So it must hold the two dependency, X tends to Y, but Y does not have tends to X. So X is a key, so X can determine Y, but Y cannot determine X, and Y cannot determine Z. If Y is determined Z, if Y is not a primary key, then this kind of thing that is actually we are using in this third normalization. So this dependency helps us normalizing the database in second normal form. So these are the dependencies. So we now understand that what is the key and what is dependency. Now let us go back into our main concept. So normalization. So what is the normalization in database management system? A normalization is a process of organizing data in the database to avoid the redundancy. What is redundancy? Redundancy in the sense repetition, so inconsistent data, and there are many other illegal kind of adjustment of the data while we are deleting and updating, and we can say when you are inserting. So there are anomalies in the database management system. Generally these anomalies will occur only when there is the anomalies will occur when the database is not normalized. So these are called insertion, update, and deletion anomaly. Let us take what is this anomalies, insertion, updation. Let us have at the point of time the table looks like this. This is the employee table, and here we have some few attributes: employee ID, employee number, employee name, employee address, employee department. So in which generally when you are storing the data it looks like this, but here you can see the employee name Rick is having the same ID and address is also the same, working for two departments. So this kind of situation, so the data looks like this at some point of time. because one person is holding and having working in two departments. So that means if you want to delete or if you want to update his address, then we need to update both at the same time, because is having, this is the repetition, this is what redundancy. So this kind of situations we have to, this is what when you are inserting, when you are deleting, when you are updating. So if there this kind of similar rows, similar attributes and similar values are repeating, so this is a really difficult problem to face in this database management system while we are making the transactions. So we have to design a database properly by using the normalization concepts. So now let us see, there are different types of normalization forms are there. The one is first normalization. So this is also, we can call it as a 1NF, and most commonly used normal forms only. So the second normal form and third normal form and Boyce-Codd normal form. Let us have a look into what is first normalization and how we can make this first normalization, and how we can decompose if it is not, if any relation is not in a normalization, first normal form, then how to make it into, how to decompose this relation into first normal form. So let us have a, as per the rule of first normal form, an attribute column of a table cannot hold multiple values. So that means only every attribute, the value in this particular table, in any database table, should be only atomic or a single value. According to this example, let us have this look into this. For John 102, he has got two phone numbers. So this is actually multi-valued. So this is not allowed in this first normalization. So this kind of situations, what we have to do, it is not in the norm, because it is not normalized database. If this is the case, when you are updating a one phone number, and both phone numbers will be changed, because 102, the John have got two phone numbers. So this is the problem of updating or deleting or whatever. So let us have now what to do with this kind of situations. So now we have to decompose this multi-valued attribute, must be eliminated from this relation and created and divided into separately into another table. So with the help of primary key, so we have to make sure that every employee has got only one single, and at the same time, this, to make this first number, you should have a data. If the table is not in a first normal form, rule says each attribute of a table must have a atomic or a single value. So the employee mobile values for this employee John and Lesser violate the rule. So that is what we observed here. John and also this Lesser is having the same, okay, having the same kind of repetition, multi-valued attributes. So this must be eliminated. Now let us go back to the second normalization. So say in the second normalization, as we have just discussed about the functional dependencies. So here a table is said to be in second normalization. So the relation must have hold the two conditions. What is the one condition is the table is in first normal form. So the second one is called no non-prime attribute is dependent on the proper subset of any candidate key of the table. So an attribute that is not a part of candidate key is actually called as a non-prime attribute. So if any non-prime attribute, the meaning is if any non-prime attribute determined by a part of the candidate key, instead the whole candidate key. So that kind of situation, it is called partial dependencies. So this if any attribute depend on part of the candidate key is called as a partial dependencies. So these partial dependencies are should not have in this relation. So in any relation. So now let us see here what kind of dependency we have here. So teacher ID and subject and teacher age, there are three values in this. So this is in first normalization naturally. So when the table created, it looks like this. So now teacher ID and subject are the candidate key, for example. Together they have a candidate key. Then they can easily determine teacher age. So the teacher age is a non-prime attribute and teacher ID and subject is a candidate key. So this teacher age is fully dependent on the the candidate key. So this is an absolutely, there is no problem. Suppose if there is another dependency that is called subject. So subject is determining. So subject is a part of the candidate key. It determines the teacher age. That was not allowed actually. If the subject determines a non-prime attribute, so subject is a part of candidate key, then this must be avoided. So candidate key is teacher ID and subject. So non-prime attribute. So we have to make it, first of all, when we are look into that whether this table is first normal form, second normal form, you have to identify what are the essential attribute, or also we can call it as a desired attributes. So those desired attributes in the sense key attributes. So the key attributes like that candidate keys. What are the candidate keys here? So the candidate key, if you make it as a candidate key, that candidate key uniquely identifies all other attributes, other non-prime attributes in that particular table. So if any if an attribute is a part of candidate key, if that part of candidate key, that attribute, it represents or determines another non-prime attribute, so that must be avoided. That kind of dependency is called partial dependencies. Those partial dependencies must be avoided here. So let us see here the teacher ID and teacher age. So these are the two. See, the first table, we break this table into two tables like this. Teacher details. In teacher details, teacher ID and teacher name is there. Earlier we have seen all these are in the same table. So here now we are just divided into two tables. The first table is teacher detail, teacher ID, and then in the next table, okay, we made it as a next table. So subject, teacher, subject. So teacher ID and subject. So here teacher ID is a foreign key relation. This is referenced from this teacher ID. So here in this main table, the teacher ID is a primary key, unique identification. With the help of this primary key, foreign key, we divided this into two tables. Now there is no problem. Now this is a key. Now this will become a key, and this will become a ladder, so that it can easily determines, because this is also, now we made it as a key. When it is a key, that means this key can be identifies any non-prime attribute. So this is the second norm. So the main concept of second normalization is actually should not have any partial dependencies. Partial dependency in the sense, if any relation having a functional dependency, like a non-prime attribute which determines a part of the candidate key, that is actually called partial dependence. Those partial dependencies are not allowed in this second normalization. So now let us go for the third normalization. What is this third normalization in this case? So now the transitive dependency come into the picture in this third normalization. So basically, when you go for third normalization, so we have to make sure that a table must be in 2NF, and also there must be avoided that transitive functional dependency. In transitive functional dependency, in the sense, if a table is having a non-prime attribute on a super key, should be removed. So that means if any non-prime attribute determines, if a functional dependency determines another non-prime attribute which is not a super key, so that must be removed. If that non-prime attribute is not a super key, is not a part of candidate key, is not a part of super key, then that dependency must be eliminated. So this is called a transitive dependency. So X is a super key of a table, for example. So in this case, Y is a prime attribute of the table. So X is a super key and Y is a prime attribute of the table. An attribute that is a part of one of the candidate keys is known as a prime attribute. So here we can see here employee ID, name, and employee zip number, and employee state, and employee city. And here these are the complete employee details. Looks like this. And here these are the super keys, and employee ID and employee ID name is together. A super key may be a single or maybe a combination of the key, and so on. And the candidate key is only one, that is the employee ID. So non-prime attributes all except employee ID or all non-prime, they are a part of the candidate keys. So that means employee state, this employee state, and employee city and employee district depend on employee zip number, and the employee zip is dependent on employee ID. That makes non-attribute. So non-prime attributes, that is like employee state and employee city and employee district, transitively dependent on the super key, that is called employee ID. So this violates the rule. So this must be avoided. So to make this, so we have to make sure we have to break this table into 2 or 3 tables to remove this transitive dependency. So employee ID, employee name, and zip we will make as one. And so that employee ID is a part of is a super key as also candidate key, and which determines name, and also it can determines the zip. So there is no functional, there is no transitive dependency here. And employee zip, you can see with the zip, when you are taking this zip identifier determines employee state and city and address. So in this way we can just eliminate this. So in this case, in third normalization, we have to make sure that is there any transitive dependency exist in that relation or not. So thank you very much.